So here we have a slightly used 2025 Land Rover Range Rover Sport. This one comes in the P530 Dynamic SE trim level. This color is going to be Santorini Black Metallic, and then we have ebony leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8 engine, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. That gives us 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque. Now to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. And I love the front fascia here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful SUV. The lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But especially in this black, it just looks so, so clean. And down here, these are gonna be 23-inch wheels. And that is a big boy on here, but looks really good. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then we have our memory seat functions here, so we can click these as buttons, and then this also controls the power seat, so seat back, seat bottom. We get one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors. And then over here to these controls, we have electronic child locks, rear window locks. This will give you your entry-exit position with the suspension, power mirrors. We can control all of those, and then we can fold those in or out. And those blind spot monitors are in the side mirrors. Power door lock controls, Meridian 3D surround sound system. And then we have the hood release here. That powers the lift gate, pedals. We do get a power tilt telescoping steering wheel, and the knob for that is on the right side. But here's the seat itself. And I do want to give one huge thanks to Auto Collections of Murfreesboro and Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this Rover Sport today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3", longer legs, so sitting behind myself, almost not touching the back of the seat here. But the cool thing is we can lift this forward or back, the seat bottom, to give you that recline, so that helps a little bit with the room. Seat back pockets both sides, 3-stage heated outboard seats for the back, rear AC vents, so we can control that there. And there's the look up front. And there's the sunshade for the panoramic roof. And then this middle seat folds down, storage pocket there. And then we do have bottle holders as well. And then you can also hang a dress shirt up there if you need to. Now as we come around to the back end here, full LED tail lamps. And I really like the look of the Rover Sports back end compared to the regular Range Rover. I just think it looks better, but just a matter of opinion. But pretty good cargo space behind the second row, and the top tethers are right there for the car seats. 12 volt there, LED lights for the back, and then you can hang bags here if you need to on either side. And then you do have a cargo shade, so I like that you can either retract it or very easy to just put it back and have more space for taller objects. And we do have the power seats for the second row, so those are power if you want to fold those up or down. And then we can raise or lower the suspension from back here as well. Nice exhaust as well. So look underneath. And then fuel cap. But what's cool about this is when you have the seat folded down, if you want to fold it up from up here, you can just hit that one time and it'll go back into place. But your lower anchors for the car seats are right there. And then here's our front passenger seat. You also get the memory seat functions and the power adjustability for this side as well. There is the glove compartment, and we have the top pocket here. And then back around to the front end. And again, there's that 4.4 twin turbo V8. But next, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. Nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Over here to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth audio. And then we have all of our apps down here. So we do get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as well. Takes a minute to catch up to me. I'm going a little too fast for it, but dual zone automatic climate controls, 3-stage heated cooled front seats. And you can see we always have these on the side here. I like how the design is. Once you get used to it, it's actually a very nice system. But if you're just getting into one of these for the first time, it can be a bit overwhelming because it's different than what we're used to with most cars in the US. But a few shortcuts here. And then again, if you go hit those 4 boxes at the bottom, this pulls up all of your apps individually. So you can go to the navigation system, see all of that there. And then you can go to the climate, seats, park assist, ride height, all of that you can control from here. But then you also have the shortcuts down here as well for the music, the navigation, the defrosters, and then the camera down there as well. Your settings are in the bottom right-hand corner. And go to all, you can adjust your time and date, voice settings, display, all of that there. And then your languages, you can go through here and adjust that. And then finally, you can go through your drive modes right in here. So you can hit that mode button, set the ride height to off-road normal, access, if you want the auto stop on or off, the auto brake hold, your actual drive modes here. So you have the off-road modes there, the auto terrain response, and you have the eco, comfort, dynamic drive mode there. And then you have a few off-road instances here, and your driver assistance, you can set that to high, custom, or low. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Also have a forward camera as well, several different views here, on-road and off-road cameras. Hazards are there. Garage door transmitter, and then you have the rear camera mirror. Down here, wireless charging pad. You can stow that, and then the shifter, pull the button on the back, drive, and you can tap for sport, pull up for neutral, and then push all the way up for reverse. Hit the wrong button. Press P for park. Bottle holders here, center console cubby space. And you can stow these as well. And then your sunroof controls are here. So that's for the shade, and then that's for the roof. And you can tilt or slide that back. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. The vanity mirror there. Blinkers, high beams, and then you can kind of just pull where the lights need to be, and then that'll set them. And then you can, that bottom left-hand corner, you can change that by hitting this button on the side. And then your front fog lights, rear fog lights. Automatic wipers, one time off, auto, low, high. You can adjust that auto sensitivity here, and then your rear wiper there. And then push up or pull up for the front fluid, push this button for the rear fluid. Paddle shifters are behind the steering wheel. Now, left side of the steering wheel itself, I like these buttons. You have a quick shortcut for everything. Kind of pull things up, Bluetooth, all of that. And then track list, radio station presets, but hit this button here and then they kind of change, and you can go through your vehicle settings here. See the tire pressure monitors, and then your heads-up display settings, display layout, info panel, all of that can be adjusted. And then this is for volume, but voice recognition, that enables the safety system depending on where you want it. And then when everything's activated, lane keeping system, set your speed here, turn the cruise on, and then you can adjust the gap for the adaptive cruise there, cancel, and then you have the speed limiter, the heated steering wheel toggle there. Heads up display. Then push button start. Here's your key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Range Rover Sport out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Range Rover Sport, love the ride quality, even on these huge wheels, rides very nicely. Now the adaptive suspension definitely helps with that, but still, it's just impressive, I think, to have a vehicle that rides like this, that's this capable, and then has these bigger wheels on it. And the sound from the engine, even though it's a big V8, it still sounds really good. And by that I mean it sounds burly, it sounds beefy, but it also is not overly loud like you would expect it to be, especially with the power figures that you get here. And it's so quiet in the cabin. It reminds me of the actual Range Rover, and I just think they did a great job with that. The Range Rover is very quiet for what it is, and then this Sport is just shorter wheelbase, more off-road oriented, and it's still very quiet as well. But I'm gonna put it into the dynamic mode, and we're gonna give it a good pull getting on the interstate here. I'm gonna come around this corner slowly, and then we're gonna floor it. Here we go. Yeah, that is quick, very quick. Yeah, when the turbos kick on, it throws you back. But I want to give one more thanks to Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best deal on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But ride on the interstate is really good. I will say the cruise controls, where they try to look nice, it goes very slow. I shouldn't say very slow, but it's hard to catch up. Like I'm thinking I'm pushing the wrong button, but it just took a minute to actually show me on the screen. But yeah, the ride is fantastic. And just like having lane centering and adaptive cruise, especially in a vehicle at this price point, this level of luxury, that's what you want. But I mean, the road noise, even with these big wheels, was not noticeable. I'm just very impressed overall with this Rover Sport. Now, as far as the interior goes, I think it's very nice. Just having the screen here, it still has that minimalistic feel, but it still has everything that you need here. And unlike other vehicles that have the AC controls in the screens, I actually like this right off the bat. It just makes sense. You press the button, it takes you to a whole menu, and then you have individual ways to tap without having to turn a knob or go through 5-6 different settings. It's just always there for you on this home page, and it's just a nice setup. Same thing with the heated cooled seats. You can just power those on. It's crazy for a system or for a screen that looks so complicated. This makes the most sense out of pretty much any other touchscreen that I've experienced in a vehicle. Now, if you're in the market for this, I do think Most people that want something like this, they will appreciate it. Again, it looks great on the outside, feels luxurious on the inside, but then it still has all the features that you would want in an off-road vehicle as well. Just having the suspension you can raise, lower, the bigger wheels, the just aggressive stance, I think. But also just with this one being blacked out, it kind of shows when it gets dirty in a good way. But I just think it's an extremely nice SUV for it to be a luxury off-roader. You have that capability again, just a nice interior. It feels like a Range Rover. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Range Rover Sport.